I don't know if you noticed, but if you go to my YouTube community tab, I happen to share a video trailer of mine. Okay, that was, I think, 19 seconds. And, you know, I asked the community, like, what do you think of it? And I gave them 5 options. 5 is the best, 4 is okay, 3 is, you know, 5, 4, 3 to 1, like Amazon ratings. So the highest, as of now, the top 3 were it's perfect. Second one was it's good but can be better, and the third one was what was that? You know, more like 1-star rating. This was a $5 fiber gig. So I don't know what it will show by the time I upload this video, but they were closely like 30, 34 and, you know, 33%. So all 3 were kind of equal. Now, here's a funny thing. Had I been a young man and if I'd seen that kind of rating, I'd be very worried. I'd be like, oh sheesh man, 33% really like it. They say it's number 1. Then the next 33% say it's very good. But the next one is, it's pathetic, it's bad. So if I would base my, you know, my strategy on popular opinion, I would be like slightly worried. But then if you add up the 5-star and 4-star, that kind of shows the highest. But of course, wouldn't it be a matter of concern that 33% think it's a cheap video trailer? Okay. Now, I'll not justify or give you reasons why that is good. I'll explain the logic behind that video sometime later. But in this video, I want to just give you why you should not go with popular opinion. Okay? Like, I'll give you a very simple question. You see my face, no? Tattooed. Okay, you see my body tattooed. Here's a simple question to you. Tell me who on this planet would say tattooing your face is a good idea? Is there anybody on this planet who would say, yeah man, you should tattoo your face, that's a damn good idea? Like, imagine me when I didn't have any tattoos. Hey man, if I tattoo my face, is it a good idea? Which human being on this planet would say it's a good idea? Even me, myself, someone would ask me, I'd say, listen, don't destroy your career. Look, it's career suicide. But lo and behold, I not only tattooed my body, I tattooed my face, I tattooed everything. So, does that mean tattooing my face is a good idea? No, it's not. It's not. But the point I'm trying to tell you is, I have lived my life without being bothered about what popular opinions have told me. For example, religion. If I would ask all the people in my church, should I be an atheist or should I believe in Jesus? Which church member would say, become an atheist? Not one. Let's say in my school, if I would ask my teachers, or I'd ask, should I drop out of school? Which teacher, which student, which faculty member would say, yeah man, drop out of school, that's a good idea? But guess what? I became an atheist. I dropped out of school, although I don't recommend that. Now, obviously, you say, yeah, Loy, so it all depends whom you ask. If you ask Catholics and religious people, they'll say there is God. If you ask atheists, they'll say there's no God. But then let's go one step further. For example, Apple as a company, Apple. You know, Steve Jobs once famously said, whenever he has to launch or create a new product, he never takes group census. He never takes a voting. He never takes a feedback from the group or the market. Because if you do that before the invention of the automobile, if Henry Ford had taken a census when they were horses, they would say, what we need is a faster horse and a better carriage. Do you think anyone would have said, do away with the horse, let's build cars? No. Same with the iPhone. Steve Jobs never took a census or popular vote. Do you think we should get away with the BlackBerry? Not one BlackBerry user would have said, yeah, let's get rid of the BlackBerry and the key, small keyboard. Not one, because BlackBerry was up there. When they saw the iPhone, they thought it was a gimmick. Today, BlackBerry no longer exists. Now, obviously, you'll say that, hey, Loy, you're not Apple, man. Come on. True, you're right. I'm not Apple. But I've not lived my life based on other people's opinions. See, because here's the thing. Like I give you the criteria. The first question I need to ask myself, who am I asking? See, I'm grateful that you did vote and you gave your opinion. But here's the question, who is giving me their opinion? Is it young students? Is it working class professionals? Is it employees? Is it employers? Is it freelancers? Or is it decision makers? Which part of the world are they giving me a vote from? Is it males or females? In fact, whenever I do take advice from someone, like I pay money and I take advice, I always check what is the person's experience in my line of work. What is a person's experience and expertise earning the kind of money that I'm earning or more? Then what is the person's experience or expertise where selling themselves is concerned? I'm pretty sure most of my critics are, young boys, and if I would ask them, show me your profile, I can openly challenge you, not one will show me. Because they are insecure, they are afraid. They are afraid of being criticized, mocked at. They know for a fact that their profiles, that their career, that where they are, what they are earning is currently embarrassing. And that's a fact. I don't think a multi-millionaire would be following my channel. Do you think someone who has achieved millions and billions would be following my channel? No. I need to be realistic, man. It's obviously people who look up to me or need my service. And that is a very niche, small crowd. And I can assure you, my niche, small crowd is not busy checking every video of mine, and means I'm talking to the people who can afford my services. Those are far and few. And those people who pay for my services, those individuals, they will watch some of the videos, but they will book my service and pay. There are people who pay me money to talk to me. Now, for some of you, if I tell you that, especially my haters, they'll say, who the fuck is crazy to pay you, man? Someone who's mad. Obviously, I totally get that. Why? Because you have never done it. You have never found someone who you admire. You have never found someone who you wish for them to coach. Neither have you ever done it. But someone who has had a mentor, someone who goes for coaching, someone who is in this industry for years and years, understands the value. Like, for example, someone who has a PhD versus someone who is, let's say, a high school, who has just completed high school. Now, what is the difference between both of them? One has spent years and years educating himself. The other one has just dropped out and started working. Now, if you ask the guy who has dropped out of his school, what are the merits of a PhD? What goes into getting a PhD? How much time, effort and money? He can only Google search. And if you ask a PhD guy, what is it to be without an education, to be street smart? Neither of them would be able to answer, right? If you ask a single guy what are the experiences of being married, he wouldn't know. But if you ask a married guy what was life being single before he got married, he can answer. So now coming to me, I'm not trying to justify that those people who have voted for that video are bad or dumb. Or they are right where they are. And they have evaluated that video. Remember this much, they have evaluated that video based on certain criteria. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what the criteria is. They must have evaluated that in terms of graphics, in terms of concept, in terms of theme, in terms of production value, in terms of, like, you know, I'll tell you, I paid one guy $500 per video for I think eight or 9 videos. That was 2-3 years ago. And he used real people, high production value, 4K footage for 10 seconds, just 10 seconds ad. $500 each video. Now it was very high quality, it was done professionally. They had a director, they had a creative team, and they did it the way I wanted it. And I've shared this before. However, imagine $500 per video, 10 videos, $5,000. Okay. But now what was the ROI, return on investment for them? Did anyone get so impressed by those 10-second videos that looking at it, they're like, Loy, take my money? No, it was, I just wanted to experience and feel what is it having a professional intro and outro. I have even done with my logo. I'd given a professional agency, a professional company. I paid $1,000 for it. But lo and behold, I never used. I don't even know where that logo is, because after getting it, I liked it for some time. It was just a outline of my tattoos with a little bit of 3D. But eventually I realized people don't know what does that logo mean. Obviously they'll associate it with my tattoos. But sooner or later I finally used my face. And guess how much did I spend for that? Nothing. I just one day got the idea, why not I use my face? Because that is what uniquely makes me stand out, and that became my logo. So you see, if you ask people for their opinions, they will give you their opinions based on their limited knowledge, experience, and they are, you know, on how they evaluate things. If you ask your mother and father, should I get married or should I have a live-in partner? Which parent, tell me which parent or which, you know, family member of yours will say live-in partner is the best? And especially if you're a girl, they'll say live-in partner, no, marry. What will society say? Tell me which parent will say that better to start your own business and learn the tricks of the trade. Don't graduate from college. None. In the same way, when I showed that video, the criteria by which they were judging it was graphics, production value, the visual appeal. I can assure you not one of them looked at something beyond that. And what is the beyond that? That I will make it in a separate video. You can be rest assured that a lot of thought went into it. Okay, a lot of thought. And once I explain the logic behind what I've done, I can guarantee you this much. You'll be like, oh, sheesh, you're right. Because the people whom I did take the feedback from, I think there were only four people, yeah, not more than that. And those 4 people are not only industry leaders, but they are people I've known for years, and people who I've done business with, or people who I've interacted or had personal experiences with for many, many years. So, what rating did they give me? They gave me a rating of 4. They gave me a rating of 4. Obviously not 5, but some of them did give me a 5. You could say you could just divide it into between. 2 gave me a 4, 2 gave me a 5. Now the rest of the people, I took their opinions, I took their feedback. See, the purpose of taking a feedback is to know people's opinion, not to convince them, but to get their opinion. So what is the message that I want to give you through this video? The message that I want to give you is, when you're asking for, if you're doing for engagement, if you're like me, when I'm on social media, I do for engagement. I ask people's opinions, I take their feedback. If you're doing it for engagement, fine, ask any Tom, Dick and Harry, doesn't matter. Ask your community, ask your friends. But if you're talking of something that is extremely important in life, relationships, career, your personal brand, your future decisions, investments, that don't ask Tom, Dick and Harry. That do not ask Google search. That do not type in Facebook groups and all that. That you should ask only someone who is an expert in the industry, who has many years of experience, who has references, and most importantly, whom you trust, or your family people will say, this is the guy we clearly trust. Only that. See, I have burnt my fingers through my life asking for cheapest is best, and so I've done that. I've done that because my upbringing was the same way like any other normal Indian. Cheapest, best, bargain, argue. But as I broke away from that society, as I broke away from them, I had to evolve in order to survive. And that is where I realized, don't be, a penny pincher, don't be penny wise but pound foolish. And as I started experiencing one-to-one coaching and taking the services of professionals and seeking opinions only from people who are qualified, because remember, as a young man, I took advice from anyone and everyone on everything. Obviously, because I was small, I thought people who are elder than me know better than me, right? But eventually, after many, many years, not just 5, 10, I think nearly from the time I was born, maybe up to 30, 34, whatever, or 31. Finally, I realized, when you're asking advice, ask people who are qualified, experienced, and have expertise in that area. Otherwise, don't. Or you'll make a mess out of your life here. Remember, like what I told you, if Henry Ford had taken a survey, nobody would have said, we want a car or automobile. All they would have said is, we want a faster horse and carriage. Same thing, Steve Jobs never, ever took a public survey to figure out what changes should he make, what new product should he launch. Like they say, the customer doesn't know what they want. And finally, remember what I told you. If I had asked anybody, should I have tattoos? They would have said no. Should I get a divorce? They would have said no. Should I drop out of college? They would have said no. Should I, migrate to Thailand? They would have said no. Should I take on personal branding? They wouldn't even know what is personal branding. They would have said no. Should I leave religion? They would have said no. So they just would want me to be like them. And that would be normal. The people who give me feedback, especially my haters, they hate me because I'm not like them. Like my wife always tells me, if you were a typical Indian and you look like an Indian, I wouldn't have married you. I said, I totally understand that. Absolutely. I mean, without my tattoos, I mean, would I look unique? I look like any other Indian, man. Without my mannerisms, without my... Given the fact that I don't mix with any of them, I've created my own unique identity, persona, brand, thinking, personality, character. That is why I'm glad I'm not with people. I've trained myself to be unique, true to my values and what makes me happy. Anyway, I'll just conclude by telling you this. If you want to know what was the thought process that went into making that trailer, let me know. And what is my vision for my 2023 onwards brand? What are the changes? If you're interested, I'll make a separate video. You might find it educational. But depends on how many people are interested. And why I'm saying this at the end is, if you have watched this video till the end, means for one of those who really wants to learn. So put your comments down below. Let me know if you want to know, then I'll make a separate video on this. Alright? And maybe I'll send only you the link. Guys, take care. It's me signing off.